just grab the brisket. Just grab it from Brisket. Let's go.
Yes.
Dude, listen, man, I've never seen Raul work so hard and so diligently to get this thing. And one, he's like, hey, listen, man, we don't have video, but we had audio. You want to shoot that live? We're like, no, we don't.
We just pulled up like the
We don't
cheap
wanna do
seats,
that.
just all just sitting there staring at Roll, drinking our beer, just like,
right.
when are you going to fix this?
All three of us walked over there and looked at it like we were going to fix something. We'll never. Maybe you should try blowing in it.
Hey,
Right.
Did you try turning the power off?
Yeah, is it plugged in?
Change cables. Yeah. Look, I know how nerve-wracking it is trying to write an email when somebody's looking over your shoulder and you forget to spell the word like food. You're like cat. You're like, how do I spell cat?
Food, F-U-D-E.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. I'm like, can you just turn away for 5 seconds so I can actually get my brain back?
Yeah.
Love it.
Nobody can type when somebody's over their shoulder.
Yeah. So for the folks that are listening to this on the podcast and not watching live, we're starting a little bit late tonight.
We are, but you know what?
But you don't know that. You don't know if you're listening on the podcast side. You don't know we started late.
Well, you do now.
Well, you gave the cats out of the bag.
Well, I
John.
mean, we just talked for like 3 minutes about technical issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just trying to keep them.
It is what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah. And for the folks that are listening live, Grabbing the Brisket's new home for our podcast episode is on Wednesdays. So I'm excited about this.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Uh,
like it.
yeah. Let us know how you feel about the name Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see.
I love this game. I love this game. So we can just sit here
Eager
and
to
just
see the
have
comments.
a podcast and we can make fun of all the words we say.
Yeah. Right.
All right, you guys go.
Yeah. Hey.
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Exactly. Hooked on phonics. I guess it didn't work for me. So thanks, guys. Hey, I missed you guys last week. Sorry,
dude.
wasn't able to join you guys.
Our 300th episode.
300th episode.
Try to be here for 400.
It was in the books.
Yeah.
It was epic, James.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, guys.
Some would say the greatest episode of all time.
Some.
Yeah, some would say that.
Right.
I don't know why I say some and you're like some. Yeah, I don't know either. Hey, cheers to you guys. Cheers to James.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Hey.
Yeah. Booyah,
Okay.
booyah.
Got a hell of an episode planned.
Ah,
we do. Yeah, we're gonna go over the top things that we wish we would have known cooking ribs when we started out cooking ribs.
Yeah.
And I know we got a lot of fan interaction, a lot of feedback from some of the listeners. So I'm excited to get into that. And that mainly it's about them. You know, they don't need to hear about me and my little failures. But there's a couple of things where I'm like, you probably steer clear of that.
Right.
You don't need to. Whoever that Johnny Paycheck is, it's on YouTube telling you need to do this. And that's the first video that you came across. And so
Yeah,
that
right.
you've been doing it like, and your family's got kind of used to it. Like, oh, it's good, but they don't want to tell you it's not good.
Right.
They're just like, we like
They
your
like-
ribs.
Oh, you make the best ribs.
They like they secretly like the guy down the street's ribs, right? But don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Rick, just, you know, you are the Rick, right?
Right,
You know, but we're going to get you on the right track. It's going to be great. Dude, I came across, you know, me, I'm always digging on the internet, trying to find fun and interesting articles and storylines that we can bring up that are absolutely not related to barbecue, but maybe we can turn it into a little bit of a barbecue discussion very quickly. I did see, this is interesting, guys. I did see there's a new space startup that's introduced, and it's raised up over $187 million. And what their idea is making drugs in space.
Why?
Because I guess there's apparently only certain things you can do in space that makes drugs better. Now, I know where you're thinking.
Are you talking about like
I think they're legit pharmaceutical drugs.
Okay.
Like, we're not like talking about like the
marijuana?
No.
We're not talking about.
I ain't gonna lie. The first thing came to my mind was like, I tried some cocaine for the moon.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, everybody wants that moon dust.
Give us some of that stardust, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of it was like I was trying to look at some of I got a list of some of the funny names, but moon meth, space weed, but no, apparently there's like a lot of like I guess cancer research type stuff that they can photosynthesize stuff in space.
Photosynthesize.
Yes.
Yeah. They can create.
There was one about like creating larger protein crystals.
Oh, that's true. Actually.
Yeah. And you can create bigger protein crystals in space. I don't know.
Well, I think it has to do with gravity.
Also,
right?
size doesn't
zero
really
gravity.
matter. So.
It's the gravity that allows things to grow in a different range than it would here on Earth, right? So that's, and they're studying that effect to hopefully move that here and go, okay, here's your Stardust.
Correct.
Have,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll run through a couple of these funny names or whatever that I have, but Moon Math was number one. We got Saturn Salts.
Oh, dude.
Very cosmic crack. We got Martian dust. I mean, there's the Nebula 9, Pluto powder. Anybody listening along, if you got your own funny little names you wanna get, you got asteroid addies. So
it's mostly alliteration. It sounds like
Pretty
for drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Jupiter junk.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm just wondering, like, maybe we should start our own business, startup, barbecue in space. Like, there's got to be, the way the myoglobins react to zero gravity. Maybe it just makes your steaks a little bit more juicier and tender. Maybe we can just start our own.
Can you cook a brisket in an hour?
Right.
Fully cooked. 30 minutes.
I think these are things that need to be studied. If they're studying, like, giving rats like cocaine, why can't we not like study, let's cook a brisket in space?
Yeah. So I'm actually with you on this, James. And I think it's a great idea. But to follow that up, and these are questions that my brain is already wondering, like, okay, how does a startup even work? Like, I have an idea, right? You know what I mean? Hey, I got an idea, and I got to go out. I got to pitch this idea to people, and they're like, "Yeah, we actually have like this, right?"
Yeah.
So obviously, like, astronauts go into space, and they do research, right? So people fund that research, and somebody says, "Hey, they're getting some promising research out of this." So what we need is an astronaut that barbecues.
Yeah.
We need somebody that's going to space the next year or so that likes to barbecue. Reach out to grab them the brisket.
Yeah.
Hit us up. We've got a few ideas. I don't know how you're going to light your coals. I don't know how that whole thing happens, but that's not for me. That's for you.
We're going to figure that out. I would almost like, maybe we don't need an astronaut that barbecues. Maybe we just need a barbecue expert to become an astronaut. You know what I mean?
This is very Armageddon.
Let's go Armageddon. Like, let's get the table here. We'll train. We'll get up in space and we'll throw down the brisket.
Can we do the slow motion walk to the shuttle
Yeah,
thing?
Is that all your?
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's all you care about?
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick. We'll move
John
on.
gets to the door and he turned around and was like, "All right, I did the slow motion walk, so I'm out now."
You guys get a good shot of that? Or?
Yeah. All right, I'm good. Just let me know how it works out up there.
Right. What if you? Okay, that happens.
Yeah.
Armageddon. Like.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you're asking for the government that they're going to give you?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
I mean, you're essentially saving the planet by cooking a brisket up there.
Oh,
so I'm just saying,
okay.
what? Dude, like, you're talking about, like, what's our boy's name that was like, he was a firefighter. He was he's a movie actor, firefighter. Dang, he was in all the
Adam Sandler
Steve
movie?
Buscemi.
Yeah, Buscemi, dude. You're talking about Buscemi, man, because he came up with some great stuff, right? I mean, he was like, I want the money. I want like a
not to pay taxes.
I want no taxes ever. I want all of my stuff wiped clean.
Right.
And then he's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I just don't want to worry about money anymore. That'd be pretty good.
No, man, are you kidding me? We're gonna be famous. Write your own check.
Yeah, we're more famous than what we already are. So
That's hard
How's
to believe.
that?
Honestly,
That
hard
is.
to believe.
Like, there's only so much more room that we can go. You know what I mean, guys?
The only thing you get through that ceiling is to go into space.
Yes.
So
I would ask for the Epstein list.
Would you even care at that point?
Nah.
Look, dude.
I don't care now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, man. Just leave me alone. How about that?
Okay, one really quick last thing. I know
Yeah.
you guys are gonna like this one. This is about the story of Frank Lentini. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No.
The three-legged man.
okay, I saw pictures.
You saw the pictures?
Yes.
Okay, the three-legged man.
He's not just 3 legs.
Yeah, well, he has 2 sets of genitals as well.
What?
But that's
What are we talking about? here?
No.
is
Functioning.
it, do you have a
genitals.
picture, Raul? Or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
up.
Of the genitals? Or
No, I don't got his genitals.
Okay.
yeah, apparently he lived to like 1966. Yeah, but he was a traveling circus type deal.
So he had like a sister inside of him or something.
He had a parasitic twin.
Yeah.
that I guess
Or
did
you're
not
like,
make.
wait, who said functional?
No. It's what it said.
That's what it
it's
says.
functional genitals. 2 sets.
Yeah. Bro, look.
Yeah. Can you imagine at the bar? Hey, you
Just
got a
stop.
sister?
Yeah. Hey, he just turns around. Hi, how are you? You're like, what the hell just happened? Yeah. Hey, just go to my other leg.
The whole like third leg joke, like
Yeah.
now it's his like fourth or fifth leg.
Fooling around. Hey, you want to go again?
Wait. So
It's like a
he
turnstile.
he had both organ, like
No.
That's what the internet says.
Well, I don't know if it's a man and female. He just had like maybe 2 male.
Yeah.
Could have been.
That's what I'm
oh,
assuming.
okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Raul's excited.
Hey, I wouldn't mind having 2.
2 males?
Good
No.
Lord.
Damn, Roll. Roll just came out of the closet, guys.
Do your thing, buddy.
It's
It's
like,
fine.
Dude, yeah, can you imagine Frank the Tank in like 1920 something, 1930 something, just rolling around? I mean, apparently he was pretty articulate. He was a smart dude,
yeah.
very charismatic, funny. He just had, I think he had one leg that was like, it wasn't a full leg, like a foot actually grew where the kneecap was.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
That stinks. You know what? People, hey, great for him being able to take that and own it a little bit.
Yeah.
And not let it hold him down.
There's a lot of like, you read the comments, a lot of them like, dude could have made a killing on OnlyFans or, you know what I mean? He just
yeah,
kept,
nowadays,
he lived a great life. Apparently he had family.
he had his
kids.
own.
Yeah.
He had an
Wow.
OnlyFans. It was just that style of an OnlyFans
Yeah.
back then, right?
Yeah. Frank
So-
Montini. So yeah.
Okay. Good for him.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I mean, let's
I
talk
don't-
about barbecue.
Yeah, I don't know how that got into barbecue.
Do
But,
you, what do you think he cooked back then? You know what I mean? Like, what was his favorite thing to barbecue?
what? What?
Just trying to tie it in.
Gosh, Jesus.
It's just no. Negative.
Where was he from? Did you say? The United States or somewhere else?
Yeah, he was. I think he was Italian American.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so he's probably like that northern side of the United States that we just.
Wow. Okay.
The northern.
He ain't from Texas.
He's a Yankee.
He don't know about Texas barbecue. I'll tell you that. So I was on chat today, and you know, it's kind of weird, but I actually hit the button when I'm driving down the road now, and I just talk to the damn thing. It's weird. But today I was like, hey, what state makes the best brisket?
What?
The best breasts.
Yeah. Brisket. And it literally was like, I mean, first sentence. So Texas is known for cooking brisket, but if you look at all the states, nobody really compares. Texas is king. And I was like, dang, dude, chat's really smart. That's
Well,
great.
If ChatGPT says it, then
It's gotta be true.
AI knows.
AI knows. So
Hmm.
prove us wrong, guys. Prove us wrong.
All right.
That just ended.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know where else to
Yeah.
go with that.
That's your
Also-
cue, John.
I also told him to tell me a funny joke, but it was like, man, chat, you got to work on your delivery. It's not that funny. She was like, oh, you know, like, hey, I was like, no, I don't get it. It's not funny.
You don't remember the joke though?
It was like a rabbi and a priest walk into a restaurant or barbecue restaurant, and I know, not really. I don't.
We'll just leave that alone.
We won't
I'm
even
like,
try.
damn, dude,
Yeah.
Chad
Won't
just
even try.
went rabbi and priest too, man.
All right. Well, we got some mail. You guys want to go into a little
Yeah.
mail call
Let's
action? This is from our friends over there at Allegro. Some of the listeners are probably familiar. I know James talked about it just a couple weeks ago. He
I
used
did,
the,
yeah.
the
This
original.
is the OG. This is what I'm used to. I tried several of their products along the way. There's a Tennessee whiskey. This one I pretty much use on everything. So marinating chicken, beef, whatever. Yeah, it's solid. Have not experienced any of the rubs. I don't know where you can purchase these commercially.
I don't know.
I know the HEBs. I'm not really sure. I'm going to do a little digging and see where we can get some of the stuff. But garlic and herb, I know they got a whole line. I don't know which one you got.
Yeah. I got the sweet heat here. And yeah, I haven't got to try the rubs yet either. I'm excited to try it. This looks good. The garlic one looks really good. And they got some, in addition to the marinades, they have some barbecue sauces.
They do, yeah. So this is one of the ones they brought that caught my eye was the brisket and fajita gold buckle, and it's a very loose. It feels like a marinade to me, and so kind of reading through it, That's kind of really what it is. It's very probably similar to what that the original is, maybe backed off a little bit on. That's kind of a 30-minute marinade for steaks for the Allegro, but I can see we're adding something like this to, on the front end or even in your wrap.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, but what they're looking for this is definitely a front end marinade for brisket or fajitas. So,
Okay.
but I don't know, because I've been using Allegro, the original, for steaks, for fajitas. It's always something that we've gone back to and for years that we've touched with or whatever else. So and then we've got the honey barbecue, and then the game tame. So this is definitely thicker. It's definitely a maybe still a marinade. It says marinade on it. But yeah, I'm curious to how these things work, man. So excited.
We shall see. They sent us a whole box of stuff.
I know, man. There's so much stuff down there.
10% of what's in that box.
Some liquid smoke. They've got some of that in there. So if you want to add a little touch of smoke to your fajitas or whatever else, if you're cooking in the oven or cooking in a pan, you can add just a smidge or something to that, and it's going to brighten that up. So
there you go. With that, let's jump into the hot off the grill barbecue news. Brought to you by the MBBQA and Barbecue News magazine. And I just got a couple things. The first one is, it's official. We have switched to Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays.
We've switched.
Wednesdays.
He can't even say it. It's like a robot.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights. So
Yeah.
It seems like we get honestly, we get more viewerships on our live shows when we do Wednesdays, it seems like. So we said, what the hell? Give the people what they want.
Yeah, but also it's nice to have a break in between the Wednesday and Friday. Like as far as like consumption of alcohol, like when you go into a Thursday and you're like, oh, let's go out to dinner on a Friday, and you're more drinks, and Saturday comes and you work around the yard and whatever else, and you're like, oh, cold beer sounds good, and then Sunday comes, you're like, well, it's Bloody Mary Sundays,
right.
It's just sooner or later you're like, dang, dude, like I just spent the last 4 days drinking. I've been on vacation or something, You can't live your life like that.
No, you can't. But we've noticed that Wednesdays, Thursdays are a little bit difficult for some of the competition barbecue people out there, that for them to tune in, because Thursday is kind of the prep, the load in, taking off, doing all that type of stuff. So it's kind of hard for them to catch a show. Obviously, Thursday night football is going to be rolling around here pretty soon, and everybody likes their football, so we don't want to compete with that. So it's a fun time for us. We're excited, man. Let's go. Kicking the ass.
Yeah, Wednesdays. Tune in. The only other thing I got here is the Future of Q, their digital magazine. The new one just released, and it's hot off the press, free to anyone. This is a digital magazine, futureofq.com. And I know we've talked about this before, but it's just an awesome thing that Janet and Kel are doing to basically boost up the youth and try to get them more involved in barbecue.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked it out, you should. It's pretty great. A lot of the names that people you've seen on the show are in there doing their thing. So anyways, that's what I got for the hot off the grill barbecue news.
How you feeling, John?
I feel great. You know that today's episode is brought to you by Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning?
No, I did not know that.
Our favorite versatile seasoning elevates any dish, from smoked meats, roasted veggies, even popcorn. Whether you're grilling, smoking, or cooking in the kitchen, Chicks That Smoke will kick up the flavor. Chicks That Smoke Spicy Barbecue Seasoning, available at SUCKLEBUSTERS.com or through the link in the episode description. Hey,
listen, I know we talk a lot about the Chicks That Smoke, and obviously this is a collab between you guys and SUCKLEBUSTERS, but it really is a good seasoning, and we've used it now for years. It's almost become a staple in just trying to brighten something up a little bit, or just add a little extra punch to something that it doesn't need. It's not overpowering in any way. I know it's called a spicy barbecue seasoning, but it's really not spicy at all. And it just it's like, again, like you could add salt, but this is like adding like a seasoned salt or adding something to that nature to it. It's just really good.
Agreed.
John, as you're chewing on that smokehouse cracker, do you want to get into the today's episode is sponsored by Smokehouse Crackers. Now, I was gonna I was like, John, are you going to do that? But then you got the mouthful of crackers of the smokehouse crackers.
Jump in there. I'll hold
yeah,
it.
go ahead and show it out there. Yeah, we got the barbecue crackers here.
Yeah. This is the official snack of grabbing the brisket, and we don't have that many, right? By the way,
that's
it's
correct.
not something. And we had our pick of the litter. We had thousands and thousands of entries. We chose smokehouse crackers.
Those are the best.
Yeah, there it is.
You want to read the rest of that, James?
I thought Jan was going to go ahead and do it, but he got in there. Okay, so yeah, you know that perfect bite that hits smoky, spicy, and crunchy all at once. That smokehouse cracker. These things are straight up addictive. One handful turns into a half a bag before you even realize it. They're our go-to wherever we're on the road or at comps or just hanging out in the backyard talking barbecue. Smokehouse crackers, bold flavor, serious crunch, and officially approved by the boys at Grabbing the Brisket.
They are. No, they're really good. The barbecue is really good. Their spicy is really good. They've got a variety of crackers they've done. They've got the small oyster looking crackers they put together. The flavor profiles are spot on, you know, and these are things that we grew up again making at the house, you know, with the Ziploc bag and crackers and roasting them in the oven a little bit and, you know, pulling them out, doing the shake and everything else. So, yeah, they're phenomenal. And, you know, and that's what good. It's like they were making these at home too. Whoever invented these, whoever said, I'm going to make the smokehouse crackers, they were making these already at home. And it had been shared through, you know, friends and whatever else. But all it takes is that one person to come back and go, I can make a business out of this. Right. And they do. Right. It's like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to make the wheel run a little bit smoother. And that's what they've done. So yeah, kudos to these guys. They're phenomenal.
Agreed. You guys want to dive into some rib talk?
Yeah, man, I would love to.
I've
got a lot of information.
Get a taste of the Grabbing the Brisket
beer
review.
What do we have, James?
Let's do that. James brought this one. It's a something tiramisu. That's all I know. And you know it's authentic because you can hear him digging around in the ice chest.
Yep. You might mean
Kansas City, Missouri, Boulevard Brewing Company, barrel-aged tiramisu stout from 2024. And this is 11% alcohol.
Jesus, dude.
I'm
going to be wrecked in 30 minutes.
Hey,
there's a right there. Yeah, let's get into barbecue talk real quick because I thought the like what we proposed out there was really good. And it's like things that you wanted to know or wish you'd have known when you got into making ribs. And ribs is something that we shied away from for a long time in barbecue when we first started cooking. Right? It was like an afterthought. It was more of like, hey man, we're gonna make brisket and that's it. You know, that's what we were really good at doing and had a lot of I guess recognition for or whatever else. But it really took you, James, going to forums and looking at, you know, putting together profiles, going home and smoking ribs to go our next competition. You're like, it's almost like you showed up and you're like, I think we're going to try to do some ribs, but it really wasn't that naive. Like it was pretty calculated the way you did it because like, dude, I've been doing these are really good. And I want to enter this against somebody else, you know? But yeah, this is great. Cause like, if you could go back in time and tell like a different method of cooking ribs or whatever else, or seasonings, or you know how serious you're taking it. Yeah, we got caught up in this 2 years ago on how in depth we were going on some of these ribs, and I'm like, they're great ribs, like they're phenomenal ribs, but does that translate well to the competition side? Does that translate well to backyard and, you know, hanging out with the families and everything else? Does that translate? Because when somebody takes a bite, they go, yeah, that's really good. But you're like, well, if you had to score it, well, I don't, I mean, they're really good, right? You know what I mean? Like, how do you quantify that? And yeah, I think this is gonna be a great subject.
Yeah. They just came up, and we're not talking strictly competition ribs, right? We're talking
no, this is backyard competition. This
is
just
learning how to do some ribs.
That's right.
Okay. Do you want me to dive into the first comment we got here and we can kind of play off of that?
Let's go.
All right. This is from our boy Brandon Roberts. And he says, maybe not when I first was starting, because I think Some kind of framework is helpful when you're new, but after a couple of cooks under your belt, don't worry so much about times and temps. Smoke until you get the color and bark you're looking for. Wrap and go until you get the tenderness you want. Sauce and go until it's tagged. Look and feel over time and temp.
Mm-hmm. That's probably the number one thing right there, in my opinion. That like when we started doing these, it was like, no, it's a 2-hour smoke, it's a 2-hour wrap.
Yeah. Well, I think we did it. We started because you alluded to earlier. I tried to do some research or whatever, but we just had one pit, and so we cooked the ribs at the same temperature that we were cooking brisket. And there was no deviation, or we're trying to cook low and slow ribs or doing whatever. So we started off like, okay, we're cooking at 275 to 300, and that's it. And then we're going to we were at the time we were cooking brisket. We kind of wrapped like halfway, and then we're like, okay, well, let's just smoke them for like 2 hours, and then we'll wrap them and cook them for another 2 hours, and then obviously they were like really full off the bone.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, like, especially here in Texas, like backyard cooking it like that, perfect. These judges got a hold of them. They're like, shit, this is amazing. It wasn't sticking to the bone or anything. You probably go to some of the other states that are more versed to cooking ribs. They're like, oh, these are overcooked, and they're looking at the color of the bone. They're like, ooh, the bone's white or whatever,
Yeah, who knows?
Right?
Who knows? We weren't there, James.
No, we weren't. We're just collecting paychecks and trophies. That's all we were doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy's spot on with that. It's like a lot of times you get wrapped up in doing too much. Color is key. You want make sure those seasonings are kind of set.
Yeah, but the color is flavor, and that's what we forget about a little bit. It's like, oh, but but hell, I'm at the time right now. I've got to move forward, and it's like when you start looking, when you slow down a little bit, and you start realizing the bark is what's creating that flavor
and the texture to some degree.
That's right. Yeah. A over wrapped rib will have a different texture than a rib that's been smoked a little bit longer to develop more of that color. It just caramelizes. It just comes out just a little bit different. And these are things that you look at when cooking any protein. But yeah, this guy's spot on. Who sent this?
That was Brandon Robertson. I think he's in the.
Let's go, Brandon.
In the chat there.
Let's go.
I have another one here. This is from MedicMan27. And this might work for just about anything you barbecue. And learn your seasoning and how to control your fire for the best cooking. Learn what wood works best for you.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, like it's always regional. It's kind of like where you're at. You're trying to look for. I guess you're cooking everything else. Like you got a brisket that you've cooked 100 times, and you've got this or whatever else. But and you're trying to cook this all on mesquite, or you're trying to cook this all depending on what area you're in, right? But definitely learn the wood, right?
I think that's one thing I got caught up in the beginning because I read a bunch of stuff that, and they're like the fruit woods. You got to get with the fruit woods because that's just going to set your barbecue off. You don't want these hardwoods because it's just really going to make it too smoky or too overpowering or just bitter. And I really found using some of those smoke woods, it was like, and maybe it's just a product of at the time we weren't really getting good like fruit woods.
Yeah, maybe.
And we're using some of that dry kiln type stuff, and it just I didn't like the smoke. I didn't like the flavor of the stuff, so I quickly went away from the fruit woods. Maybe you could throw a piece of cherry in with some of the hardwoods. We used oak, mesquite, pork does take on a little bit more smoke than we just say brisket is. So yeah, it could be overpowering, but I loved it. I love the flavor of the smoke, the seasonings, and then hitting it with some sauce. I mean, it married pretty decent.
And that's where people like. I think you get. I guess there's no one way of doing it. I guess that's the thing there, right? It's like learn what you like. Stop cooking to a recipe card saying 30 minutes per pound. Well, not every brisket's going to be 30 minutes per pound. It's not the same thing with a rib or whatever else.
I dumped a whole bag of like apple wood in my fire pit and just burned it because I was like, it just made my ribs taste like shit. I'm like, I'm not using that. No,
Right. It's just firewood.
I'm not
now.
buying that again.
It's for s'mores.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but listen, but you can use apple.
You can.
You can use these fruit woods, but it's learning what you want into it, and obviously sourcing good wood, right?
Yeah.
Buying something out of a bag that's been chipped up may not be the best way to get.
Yeah, it may not have been applewood. I don't know.
Yeah, right,
Right.
100%. Who knows?
Yeah.
Didn't
Didn't have reputable charcoal manufacturers back then, did they?
Yeah. Who knows?
Mm-mm.
But
Not any jealous devil.
right. So I didn't. But one thing that I think we've had success with was changing with it a little bit, being receptive to what you like, what you don't like, and then not being afraid to change a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah. So we recognized early on, it's like, well, I really like the hardwood. I love post oak. Post oak's so good because it can be very neutral, and it does provide the heat you need. Now, but if I want to add in some cherry, I can do so. I can add as much as I want into that and allow that to develop without overpowering anything. A lot of hickory, and hickory works. But I think for me, I still want to sprinkle that in. I just don't want to run a cook on hickory smoke. It's just not it's not the flavor profile that I'm looking for. But my point to that is, it's not because I didn't try just doing one or the other or whatever else. I've always been a person saying, well, let's try something different. Let's push the envelope a little more. Let's get out of your comfort zone a little more. But you like what you like. And I think that's how you have to move through this a little bit, is like, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Find out what your palate is, and then fine tune that. The timetables itself, though, right? It's not a 2-hour smoke. Like it's not a 3-hour smoke, a 3-2-1. Like, people talk about this.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta do 3-2-1 method. If you're not doing 3-2-1 method, then you're not going to be good. And you're like,
yeah,
who the hell said that?
Yeah, we'll get into that. I think it's another topic.
That's in
Is
here.
it?
That's
Okay.
Really quick. If your buddy or somebody tries to tell you and try to convince you to soak your wood in water because it's going to make your barbecue taste better, just, I don't know, punch them in the face, find a new friend. Just don't follow that, because your barbecue is going to turn out terrible.
Yeah.
I've done it. I know probably a lot of people, everybody's done it, where, you take those little like mulch, whatever it is,
chips.
They try to
Some of the
convince
chips.
you. Yeah, the chips. They just soak it in water and make a little tinfoil pouch, or just whatever it is. It never turns out great.
Every person I talk to that's new says, "Oh, do you soak your wood, right?" Like, and I get it. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to somebody that's new that doesn't know any better, because it creates a lot of smoke.
No, it does, but you get that white smoke, that billowy
and it's
smoke.
mostly steam. That's just,
But
it's just a liquid evaporating out of the wood, and it's dirty and it's gross. You don't want it.
You can add you can add soaked chips to your coals, right? To add an extra little balance to it, because you don't want to burn up so quickly or whatever. You want to add that in there. You can do that, but it's not. Nobody's saying. And I think that's where people get screwed up a little bit. It's not like just creating this ball of like wet wood and throwing it into your smoker and allowing it to steam out and cook or whatever else. People do this. They have the smoke baskets, right? That sit there. You put on your gas grills. That's to infuse some type of smoke into your. It's not meant for a smoker. It's not meant for a wood burner pit, because you're already burning wood and you have what you need.
Yeah.
What it's meant for is probably a gas grill, or hell, I mean, maybe even a charcoal grill. But I have a hard time doing it with charcoal.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree with you. James is like, James' eyes closed. Whatever it is.
Yeah, we got a comment in the chat area here from Kenny Teaster. My biggest learning with ribs was cooking at a lower temp so that the sugars in the rub don't burn. I really like old school kind of cook, no wrapping and lower temps.
That's a great point.
And that kind of goes along with what Captain Ron here said, except for I know he doesn't do a lower temp. He said straight through, no wrap ribs are the best way to go. But he's also cooking on an egg.
Yeah.
So I think he said he does 3.5 hours at 275. I don't know. At 275, I think you're on the cusp of.
You're probably on the cusp of burning, but you still have that fine line in between of burning and just being like just really just caramelized
Yeah.
and good.
Mhm.
So if that's what he's found that works well for his size of pit, not every size of pit's going to cook that way, right?
Mhm.
So you've got to find the size that works for you, but it works for him. And again, that's his palate. And that's what he likes. So,
And if anybody can run an egg, it's that dude.
no,
Yeah,
100%.
that's his thing.
He has no rocket. He has no rocket shooting out of that egg.
Yeah, we got a lot of the cook to the look, feel versus temp. The bend test is real. A lot of that kind of stuff. And then we got what you touched on a second ago, 3-2-1 ribs are a lie.
A lie.
Yeah. One of the things I found was like, understand the 3-2-1 method,
Mhm.
but don't worship it. Don't
think-
let
I
it be
think-
something. I think everybody that gets into doing barbecue, we've done it at competitions, like
Mhm.
thinking like this is going to take our ribs to the next level. We're going to do the 3-2-1 and we're going to kick ass. And you know what? We didn't kick ass.
No.
Our ribs are dry. They're overcooked.
You end up with pulled pork on a stick. It just falls apart.
It tasted okay, but
mushy and dry.
then we blamed it on something else. It's probably the rub or the
Yeah,
sauce or whatever.
alcohol.
It's always
Yeah,
the
it's
sauce.
It's always the alcohol.
We'll try it again.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go.
For those that don't know, what is 3-2-1 ribs?
3-2-1 is you're smoking it for 3 hours. You're going to wrap it for 2 hours. And then the last hour, you're going to basically sauce it, cook it uncovered. Typically, I never went the full hour because that's just way too long to caramelize, to let your sauce set up.
Mhm.
I think it over caramelizes depending on what temperature your pit is. Typically, you want to go like low and slow, like 225, and do a low and slow type method.
Yeah.
But
Anything over 250, you're really going to start flirting with that just burning. And I know you guys have seen this before. You pull the rack of ribs off and you open it up and it's just sizzled in there, and it's almost like you have to peel the ribs like off the tinfoil or out of your butcher
That's
paper,
the worst
right?
feeling.
And you're like, dude, it smells bad. You're like, dude, what did I just do?
Yeah.
This is not
You
good.
mentioned earlier the bin test. What's the bin test?
I'm guessing that's when you're going by feel, because you can pick it up. You want it to be able to bend to the point where it feels like it's going to break, but obviously it doesn't break.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just the right amount of
you're
tenderness.
gonna pull up in the middle or pick both ends up, and you're gonna have it just kind of just go down, and you'll see it start to crack. You'll see that, but it doesn't want to let go,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so I've seen guys you just take it and just bend it. If the meat starts to crack, like okay, now it's getting to the point where
Yeah, you just watch it at that point.
exactly.
And that's the thing about cooking to a temperature that a lot of people don't really talk about. Is like, yeah, you could cook this rib to 203, but not every rib is meant to be cooked that hot or whatever. I've had ribs at 198 that I would have sworn were 205. You know, I've had ribs that were cooked, really hot, and it was like, dang, dude, this rib tastes like and feels like it was at a 201 or 202. So I think that's where you have to play with, is like knowing and understanding the protein you're cooking with, but actually feeling it, right? Taking the time to feel what this was, because it didn't come from the same pig. It didn't come from, it didn't come from the same marbling. It wasn't grown the same way.
Different
It's like,
thickness of meat.
that's right.
Different size
You
rack
know,
of ribs.
so it all plays, and I think that's where guys get in trouble, because like, nope, it's 205. We're gonna pull, and you're like, it's not there yet. Keep pushing it. If it's not there, it's not there. And then I think there's the problem too, where that people don't want to think about that protein being under, and it's like, if it's ready at 197, I'm pulling it. I'm going to pull it when it's ready. I'm not going to worry about, well, I have to be over 200 degrees.
Yeah.
If the color's there, the flavor's there, and the texture, and a probe test or a toothpick test, if those things have all hit the check marks, I'm pulling.
Yep. And it's a great idea anyway to kind of pick it up and feel that bend, because every time you cook rack ribs and every time you pick it up and try it, it's going to give you just one more little something you go back to in your brain and go, this is how it's supposed to feel. You know what I mean, it's just the more you practice anything, the better you're going to get at it. So bend your ribs. Okay. Worst tip ever: boil your ribs.
Yeah, bro. Worst
Did
tip
you
ever.
ever boil ribs?
No, never
No? Never crossed your
once
mind?
crossed my mind.
No one ever told you, hey, you should just boil them.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
deep fried ribs one time.
Yeah, we
did
fried
that.
ribs.
That was pretty good.
They
That's
were really
delicious.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you ever want to do some party ribs? Yeah,
Yeah.
deep frying ribs is where you go.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, more of the same. Hot and fast, no wrapping. That's my go-to.
I like that for baby backs. And I don't really care for it's hot and fast, but I love baby backs that have been just if I'm going to cover those or wrap those, I'm wrapping those the last 30 minutes. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to pull them, let them rest. But I really love the way the baby back just turns out. Not so much on a spare rib. I mean, I've done spare ribs all the way through. They're great. The texture's good. They're great. I think for the cooking method that I've gone through and what I personally really want is and I don't care if I have to wrap the last 45 minutes to an hour with a spare rib, as long as it has the color that I look for. I don't want something so dark, it's so mahogany, it's like black. I want something kind of in between a little bit, and I want to be able to salvage that and then add the sauce. So.
Our buddy Too Much Welding says, daisy chain your hooks when you're hanging your ribs. I lost a beautiful rack when the lone hook pulled through.
Oh, damn, dude. That's happened. That's a real thing,
That's
man.
got to be frustrating.
That's a good pro move right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
That everything has to be cooked at 225 degrees and must wrap at 165. He's saying that's not accurate.
That's a farce.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say cook it at whatever what your grill wants, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John, when we first started doing ribs, James was like we had no idea what we were doing. And it's funny, we went with like almost the same seasonings we're running with a brisket on those ribs. That's how like it was almost like a Texas style rib versus a sweet anything, right? And it wasn't until the very end.
There wasn't any sugar that touched that rib until we glazed it.
No, that's right. And then we glazed, and that literally I watched James and I'm watching him. I'm like, dude, how the hell did you learn this, bro? Like he's walking around, he just rolls the tinfoil down, makes a little boat, and then he glazes. It's sitting up, and I was like, no, I just got to pull it. And he's like, no, it's going to have to caramelize for a minute. I'm like, dude, this is before YouTube. This is before anybody had really like this is information being shared between like you're Googling shit, but your websites look really messed up back then.
Right.
And like you're on barbecue forums and amazingribs.com and like you're running through those things. And I was like, dude, this is not. And listen, I remember when I tried that first rib, there were so many teams around us because I think we were known for not doing it. They were like, let's try it. One bite, there were so many people going, that's first place. That's first place. That's first place. First competition, first place. Second competition, first place. Third competition, first place. Fourth competition, second place. But the problem is that we started sharing everything.
You get all the looky-loos. They're coming by watching and doing like, okay, I see he's saucing. I see he's doing this right here.
Yeah.
I started making it at home and then bringing it to where it was just in a container and instead of making it out there because I would just bring all the ingredients with me. You know, the commercial barbecue sauce, brown sugar,
craft, baby,
hot sauce, whatever. And I'm just mixing it up there and just like, okay, here we go. But yeah, it started catching on pretty quickly.
Started shigging.
Correct. Yeah. But I can tell you right now, this is something that we jumped into right off the bat. So it wasn't something that I wish I would have learned. But I'm telling everybody out there right now that if you're new to cooking ribs and you want to just bang out a nice solid rib, go with that 2-2 method. And that's smoking it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
At 275, wrapping it, cook it for another 2 hours, and then unwrap it, pull it out, glaze it, let the glaze sit up. I promise you, it's going to be some money ribs.
Yeah.
And I ran this thing over and over and over, and there wasn't just a
It wasn't a fluke.
There wasn't like gnawing on the bone, trying to pull the meat off. It was always pull off the bone. Everybody said like, this is the way I like ribs. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to continue to do it. I never really messed with, I got to get the perfect bite, because you see that nowadays. Got to have as soon as you bite it, you get a clear little indentation, and you see the bone peeking through and all that stuff like that. I was like, my family don't want that.
Yeah, my family want to eat rib.
They want to eat a rib. They want to be able to pull that meat off the bone, and they want boneless ribs.
Right.
And so, the 2-2 method, smoke it for 2 hours at 275 degrees, wrap it for 2 hours, pull it off. It's going to be a little steamy. The seasoning is going to be kind of like it was
washed,
braised a little bit. You're going to open it up, let that steam out. You're going to hit it with that sauce, let it set up. I promise you, it's going to be the best ribs you ever cooked.
So I agree with you, but I think that is the starting. Yeah. Like you start there.
That's where I wish.
That's the baseline.
Anybody out there, like, you need to start from here.
And then move, right?
And move. Right? Adjust to your taste, adjust to your preferences. If you want something that is a little bit more like, I want this more kind of the dry rub.
That bark to set?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to run a smaller temperature, right?
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to run it 235.
Right. You can cook it for 75 hours at like 180 degrees.
Yeah. Super smoke.
Super. Just turn your little pellet grill to super duper smoke, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah. But all bullshit aside, though, literally, you could take the 2-2 method, and you could tweak that and run a lower temperature. Let's say you run it 225, 245, right?
Yeah.
To develop that bark, or run it 250 and develop that bark. And instead of wrapping at the 2 hour mark, you push through it and then wrap at your 3 hour mark, and then let it go for like 2 hours. And then you can uncover it, and then you can put it back on the pit for an hour.
That's 3-2-1. You just described 3-2-1. You just gave us the 3-2-1
But everybody's out there trying to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? They're
just
like,
cook them the way you want to cook them.
Like you come out with the 4.
We talked about this.
2. No, the 4-1-1.
Yeah.
That's
method.
4-on-1.
6 hour ribs.
You do the 5, take away the 1, subtract, add. Look, guys, 2-2 method. It will not let you down. I promise.
Okay, this is from Grills on Film. Just wish I would have known about social media and YouTube when I first started. Could have cut out many racks of dry ribs by learning from pros via tutorials on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the only problem with the 2-2 method, and I'll say this, you overbraise. You can overbraise if it's too hot, right? Yeah. So the idea is just make sure the bark is set, and that's why you're running at 275, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
So you're running at a hotter temperature because you want that bark to set, and you want that caramelization to happen on top, to where it doesn't really be a washy rib or whatever else. 2 hours is also the last 2 hours is a suggestion, right? If you're not checking it, if you're not out there just checking the ribs, because I guarantee you could reach that mark at an hour and a half, or you could reach that mark at 2 hours and 15 minutes. But yeah, that was our first, man, and it never let us down. And you're right, it produces a money rib, and that's what we used to call them. Those are money ribs. So.
All right, here's one, and we're talking mostly pork ribs here, but this one is for beef ribs. Simply and truest advice I ever got: cook it like a brisket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
dude.
That's
worst mistake. If this podcast was going on,
dino ribs,
and I wasn't involved with it, and I'm literally at home just listening, I would have wrote in already talking about the beef ribs that I went out and bought. I was early on, and I probably wasn't that long ago. It was probably maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. But I went out and bought these beef ribs, and I was like, so I seared them. I was like, I put a crust on these things. Seared, wrapped. I'm sorry, seared, smoked, then wrapped and pulled. And I was like, these gotta be done, right? Like,
are we talking about big fat dino ribs?
Dude, dino ribs. They were the hardest, gristliest. I couldn't take a bite out of that meat, dude. Like, and I was like, damn, dude, these things suck. Maybe it's probably bad. And my wife's like, you probably some bad meat, babe. Like, I'm like, oh, it had to be. It's definitely bad meat, right? And I'm like, damn, dude, I just messed these up. Yeah. So that was definitely on me.
Yeah.
Cook it like a brisket, man. Like, and then also remove the membrane. If you're gonna do a dino rib, remove that back membrane as much as you can. You don't. There's that thick, gristly. You know what I'm talking about?
I disagree with that.
You leave it.
Leave the back.
I usually
membrane.
do on beef ribs too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
You
think
want
have
to trim the membrane or the silver skin that's on top.
Yeah.
But you want to leave that membrane. If not,
It'll dry out.
It won't dry out, but it'll fall apart.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Because that membrane is holding that meat on that bone.
Yeah, because there's no real meat in between that membrane and the bone, so it's not like you're gonna have to eat around it. You're not gonna eat that part anyway.
So here's the deal. Okay, I've sliced those things, and then I just take this big bite, and I got this gristly thing in my mouth. I don't like that. It disturbs me. It makes me not want to eat it. It's actually made the beef rib like not in my top 10,
right?
And it should be my top 10.
Once you get the photo and the video of this money beef dino rib,
nobody talks about this, by the way.
Then you just rip the meat off,
right? 100%,
and then you peel away that
slice it,
whatever, and then you slice it.
Grosses me out, dude.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, I get it. I see what you're saying because it is a thick ass membrane,
dude. Rip it off, bro.
Pull it like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
How about this one? Don't wrap them until you pull them. You guys ever do that? Just cook it all the way through and then wrap them when you pull them off?
So I've done this with ribs, and I've done this with pork belly, and it's some of the best pork belly I've ever had in my life. It's been some of the best ribs I've ever had as well. But the rest time is crucial. So,
I think that's for any cut of meat, just about right.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some pieces of meat that you can eat right then, and like, okay, it's good. But if you're going to go unwrapped at all, I think the rest is way more crucial than not. So
you got to let that bark kind of soften up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a pro tip: buy the full spare racks and then cut them down to St. Louis, so you have rib tips for your cook.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a lot of times.
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. It's basically the same price if you're buying a rack of St. Louis and a rack of the spare ribs.
Well, let's think about how many cuts you're making when you do that.
Not very many.
You're making one cut on the end, one cut on the other end, and you're making one cut across the I guess the top of it, right, all the way down. You're making 3 cuts to get a St. Louis rib out of that, and you're left over with all those rib trimmings and everything else, versus buying a St. Louis rack that you probably just paid, I don't know, $1.50, $1.50 more a pound or whatever it is for making 3 cuts.
Right. And it's literally the same cut of meat, just somebody else cut those pieces off and they're reselling them now somewhere else.
They're packaging those and they're selling those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Removing the membrane. You guys remove the membrane pretty much all the time on your pork ribs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, it either or for me.
Competition, do you take
competition? Definitely 100%. At home, sometimes I'll just leave it.
It has that. Okay, so it has that. It's not like a beef rib, right? It's very thin, and there's always a little pop, right? There's a little. You can just kind of feel it, but you don't really notice it. It doesn't change the way the meat is or anything else. And hell, it may even help seal in some of the au jus or the juice from just leaking out and whatever else.
Right.
So I actually agree with you. It's I take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I think it's something that I've done for so many years now. It's natural.
Just used to it.
Just go. But there's times where we're in a hurry, and I've probably been at your house and we're like, just throw them on.
Or I just score them a little bit and score them and throw them on. Yeah. But most of the time I try to take them off too. But if it's giving me a hassle, they're staying on.
Pro tip: just use some paper towel.
100%.
Paper towel is the way to go.
Get a grip.
Yep.
Get a grip, man. All right, here's one, and we just talked about this, but and I feel like you're going to disagree. Catto barbecue, Catto Q. Most people eat fall off the bone because they don't know how to cook them.
I'm not really sure you know what you're talking about.
Who said that?
I'm not really sure you
Hey,
understand.
what does fall off the bone mean? It means when you pick it up, the meat just falls off.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, because I mean, we don't serve. Like I don't serve
Yeah, I'm not
ribs
serving
that way, anyways.
Yeah, I'm not serving mush, but
yeah.
when I bite it, I want it to come off the bone.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's talking about.
And I understand. Like, you don't want to like just hold the rib upside down and just like shake it and it falls off.
Nobody
And,
wants that. That's mush.
I understand
That's
that.
meat.
I get where they're coming from on that aspect of it, but I do like a tender rib.
Right.
And you know,
Hey,
it's like
say it again, James.
I do like a tender rib, but he's like, I mean, if it's got to have some chew to it, right? A little bite to it. The bone, the rib bone can't be white, because if it's white, it's definitely overcooked. Like there's different aspects of these like pros that look and judge a rib like that. But I go by, I don't know, I go by the way I want it. You know what I mean? I've never really had somebody say, I really don't like that rib, James. That fell apart in my mouth.
That was
like,
too tender.
It was.
I'm
Barely had
actually
a
used
chew.
to getting like gristly stuff stuck in my teeth and just like gnawing on the bone.
Yeah.
So
I
you
like fall off the bone.
You
I'm
failed.
sorry.
We appreciate that. You know,
Yeah. Okay. How about this one? Ron 10 says rookies cook baby backs. Do we agree with that at all? I get comp guys cook mostly St. Louis cut, but I think baby backs are cool. I think they're fun, and they're not my favorite.
I can see where he's coming from, because it is a super easy rib to cook.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why Chili's did it, right?
The what?
There's a reason why Chili's chose the baby back rib
Like, what did you say?
to cook versus.
I want my baby back.
Yeah, you smoke it for like about an hour and a half or whatever it is, or you don't have to wrap them. You can just indirectly cook, and they're very marbled, and it comes from a different part of the rib.
Comes from a cow.
They're super. Yeah. I don't know if you knew this or not, but
You're eating pork. No, I totally agree with you. Is that it is easier to cook because it's more forgiving, I guess. But however, don't shy away from the baby back. I love a good baby back, dude, is like if it's sauced right, if it's just seasoned right, it's been cooked correctly, it's hard to beat sometimes.
Yeah. No,
so it has its place. I mean, I don't want somebody saying that, oh, it's easy, because listen, like just because you can make a 2-2-1 method and your baby back and it falls off the bone or it's whatever, that's not what you're going for. Like you want that perfect little bite coming off that, and there's not a whole lot of meat there sometimes anyway.
Yeah, I think on the baby backs, you want a little bit of that bite.
Yeah. With that chew.
I like the grill. I like using the savory seasonings. I kind of shy away from the sugary rubs. The brisket styled seasonings that we use, and smoking it indirectly and just finishing it off and just grilling over coals. I typically cook baby backs on my Weber majority of the time. I've smoked a couple here and there, but I like the result of just indirectly cooking and then just searing it off and let that fat and everything kind of sear up. Beautiful.
We got a ton of comments about what temperature you should be cooking them at. Everything mostly in the 250, 275 range. Some people said 300. They run 300 in competitions. And then a couple folks going into what temperature you should pull them at, depending upon how they feel. And that's everything from 195 to 200 up to 204 to 206. And I think they're both right. It just depends on the rib, honestly.
Piece of meat, right?
Yeah. I think you go 275 beginners, right? I mean,
if you can maintain it,
yeah,
it's a safe bet.
Trying to do 225, especially on beginners, they're probably not always going to have like the offset. Maybe they got the pellet smokers where they can dial it into 225 and run that method. But I would say if you're doing, I would do 275 for beginners. 225, it's just, for me, it's like when I started out doing that, I could never get it dialed in correctly, and I overcooked a bunch of ribs. The outside was always just like dry and jerky like.
Yeah.
You get into the whole things. Okay, you got to cook it and then wrap it, and then wrapping it afterwards, allowing the bark to kind of soften up a little bit.
Yeah, release a little bit. Yeah.
For beginners, I would say I would go to the 275.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, James.
Thank you.
Perfect. Let's see. Backyard Shenanigans says simply using foil instead of butcher paper to wrap was a game changer for tenderness.
I agree.
So, and that's a lot of people think that like they've seen the barbecue, all of the social media people out there, and they've seen all these famous restaurants. They're like, I only use butcher paper, and that's great, but you're not in that restaurant, and you're not actually seeing exactly what they're doing. And I'm not saying you can't use butcher paper to get a clean rib or anything else, but for me, like I really prefer a tinfoil on a rib, and it just, and I don't care if I cook it to almost to the very end and wrap it up and pull it and let it sit. It just retains the heat. It retains what I'm looking for versus some wrapped up parchment paper.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going to do a parody video to where I swap out every paper good in my household to butcher paper. So it's like paper towels,
right.
a little toilet paper.
Hey, you want to dry off? Hey, you want to dry off? There's some
Just-
butcher paper hanging there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just what, because it's you can
I
use
love
it
it.
for everything.
That's pretty funny, actually. That'd make a good video.
Let's do it. And you walk outside and like throw a brisket on. Like you take a shower, you dry it off with the butcher paper, and you've run the gauntlet inside your house.
Moisten it up a little bit with my
Right.
beef tallow soap. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
like you just wad it up. You go outside, start washing your car with there's plenty of applications that you can use this peach paper with. So I'm excited to share all the useful benefits.
You're going to have
for it.
swirl marks.
Right. What's the shtick? Everybody switched to foil for their barbecue. So
It's
now
gonna
you have
make
all this
my
extra
it's gonna
paper.
make my car's bark look very good.
Just let me know. I'll shoot the video. I want
Okay.
to see this madness.
Okay. And here's something I've never really given much thought to. I don't know. Maybe you guys have. Bobo Smokehouse says only let the seasoning sit on the ribs for 15 to 45 minutes.
What?
Only let the seasoning sit on the ribs for 15 to 45 minutes.
Before he puts it on.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
I've never even.
Yeah, he is.
Thought about it.
I mean, pork is. I'm not really either, and I've never really like brisket. I've seasoned the night before, right? I've done that. I do a dry brine or whatever else. I've seasoned the day of, right? I've done that, but I've never seasoned ribs the night before. Never happened. I totally agree with that statement. I'm never going to season those ribs because it is a lot more fattier. That salt will start to melt. It's going to penetrate. It's going to pull that seasoning in.
All the sugar is going to melt.
Yeah,
It's going to
that's
be.
right.
It's going to leave just a big old pool in the bottom of your tray.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to reapply seasoning, and then more than likely some of that salt did absorb, and now you're going to have
It's
like an
too salty.
over-salted
That's right.
piece of meat.
So
Very smart. Whoever that was.
That's spot on.
All right, here we go. Buckeye Flavor says in a comp barbecue, there is a method called hot and fast. You don't need to start your brisket at 9 p.m. Friday night and stay up feeding it logs in your old school stick burner all night in a rainstorm just to get second to dead ass last brisket score. That was me at my first comp. Learned a lot since then. Sleep is great. So I guess he's just saying you don't have to do it.
So I think
low and slow.
That's a misconception of what low and slow is. You know, obviously for a competition, you're cutting these proteins down to
Much smaller sizes.
Yeah. I mean, like if it's a brisket, he said briskets. If it's a brisket, you may have bought a 15-pound brisket, but you're not cooking a 15-pound brisket. You're trimming it down. And once you trim it down, let's say it's a 12-pound brisket. Well, let me tell you, you ain't cooking a 12-pound brisket. Then it needs to be sliced down to something that's going to fit that box. And it's going to be like, how many slices? Can I get 25 slices or 20 slices, 18 slices out of this brisket from tail or from front to end? That's how you're going to manage this thing. And that's why it cooks so much quicker. And you're not going to need a 11 o'clock at night and I'm going to start feeding the fire. And by 5 o'clock the next day, I'm going to pull it. That's going to be way over smoked. It's going to be way over jerkied. Whatever.
Yeah. Who was that?
It's the same, but so
We just turned this into brisket talk.
No,
Buckeye Flavor.
Yeah,
Buckeye Flavor.
but it's the same thing. It's the same thing for ribs. It's the same thing for any other piece of meat. Like trying to follow this. Well, it's traditional, and my my family, we've always cooked it. It started at 11 o'clock at night, and we've always done our ribs at not, I would say 7 in the morning, and we turn them in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, they're over smoked, and there may have been a profile when that was like popular, but things have changed, right? Barbecue has changed since then, and that's one of the things that I always think about is like, where is it going next, and where are we at now? Because what we're doing now will not always be the norm.
Yeah.
It's always being pushed.
I can tell you where it's going,
Yeah.
not where we're going to take it, not where the people that are listening are going to go with it.
Where's barbecue going?
Convenience. Everything is going to be about convenience. We're going to get to the point where it's just going to make itself. And there's no, you just put the meat on.
AI barbecue.
Yeah. And it's probably one of those deals that you got those ovens or whatever that are refrigerators as well. And so you could stick it in there and then, go to work and decide when you're just going to hit a button and turn it on and it'll start cooking or whatever. But convenience is going to be the way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not a good way, but
not a good way. Yeah.
That's pretty much, that's what we got for comments
I think that's
from
the
folks.
opposite of barbecue.
It is.
I just don't think there's nothing about barbecue that is convenient. Like you're taking the roughest piece of meats, the hardest piece of meats to cook, and I think that's what that's what appeals to barbecue so much, is that it's not easy.
Yeah,
this is not like your quick little fry something up and have it now. This is, I'll see you in 12 hours. I don't think barbecue loses that.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, but people don't have time to barbecue. They don't want to.
No, what people are you talking to?
I don't know. There's like
there's definitely people out there that want to have barbecue.
Listen, he was a doctor or something like that. You know what I mean? He's like, he's constantly like brain surgery.
Dr. Jeff can't have time to barbecue. Well, guess what? Dr. Jeff don't get barbecue, but the people that want to do it will do it.
I never seen Doctor Show where they barbecued, so I'm just saying.
That's mostly accurate.
Hey, cheers to that. I'm going to say, hey, if you're a doctor out there and you barbecue, can you please write into the show and let us know? Shoot some pictures so we believe you, because we're not going to believe you. If you just say it, we're not going to believe you. But if you're a doctor and you barbecue, we want to see it.
We want to know.
We don't know. We think it's a farce.
You need to have a stethoscope on your neck in the picture.
Look, we're 20 minutes away from the Houston Med Center, where we can come hang out and view your doctor barbecuing skills.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Doctor.
Okay, that's pretty much what we had for the comments. There was a lot. There's like over 50 comments we got from our listeners.
Yeah,
really appreciate that. I know James put together his own comments.
Yeah, I think we kind of like hit most of these things here.
Is there anything in there we missed?
I don't think they're. Let's see. They're spritzing the meats. We always spritzed meats. We always use pickle juice. So anybody out there starting out, never really went with the whole. Apple cider vinegar. You can spritz with apple juice. We always went the more savory route, but apple juice is another great thing. Wrap with apple juice. So
I still do that all the time just because it's so handy. I always have it at the house. Rest before slicing. That's a big one. We talked about resting. That's important. Make sure you rest your meat. That some of those juices, what do you call it? Redistribute.
John, have you tried this beer?
I've been trying this beer. That's why I'm talking kind of slow. Yeah. This is something.
This is something.
We'll get into this. Grabbing the Brisket beer review. If anybody out there, you still keep with the comments, with the tips and tricks that you guys may have, and people that are listening along, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're getting your podcast on. We'd love to hear your feedback. So let us know those tips and tricks. Also, what other topics would you guys like to dive into? Maybe we get into brisket. Maybe we do that next week. I don't know. Let us know.
Maybe. All right. Do you want to talk about this beer a little bit? You want to wrap this thing up a little bit?
I would love to.
All right.
Lathrop.
Yes, sir.
Your first drink out of this beer.
The first one.
What was your initial thought?
Did you see my face?
No.
It was.
You made a little like.
I wasn't sure, but it was okay. It tastes like tiramisu. The first one, and I don't know that it's gotten better because it's getting warmer, but the first drink, I was like, oh no. And then I was like, oh, like you can really taste all the flavors. Like, I don't know what tiramisu tastes like, but it tastes like that.
You ever had tiramisu?
No, I've had it, but I don't know. How do you describe the flavors of tiramisu? Is it like chocolate,
coffee,
creamy, coffee? Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. And it was like every single one of those flavors was there. I was like, damn, that's good.
Right. So,
and then right after that, I was like, damn, that's strong.
So right now we're dealing with the Boulevard Brewing Company. This is the barrel aged tiramisu stout. There's 2024, James. So we're in 2025. I don't know.
It's vintage, man.
Yeah, I don't know how long this beer has been sitting out there. This is 11% alcohol by volume, and I will tell you right now, it tastes like 30%.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't think it's that bad.
I'm gonna have to drive home.
Yeah. Well, no, one eye open, man. I do agree with you that the first drink of this beer was very like, I don't know if I can do this. I had a second drink and I had a third drink. Not sure if that's the alcohol that has played a fact in that, but it's gotten better. Every single time I take a drink, I'm like, damn, it's not a bad beer, right? It's not one that I could go out and buy and go, I'm going to get 6 of those. That's not happening.
No.
But, damn.
Speaking of drinking, I'm on vacation right now. That's why I'm wearing the shirt.
All right.
I leave for my cruise in 2 days. Day and
Okay,
a half.
shit.
I'm very
Swingers?
excited about it.
Swingers cruise.
Oh, no swinging.
I feel like you just got back from a cruise.
I did. This is the next one.
So what are you celebrating?
Oh, my dad's 75th birthday. Dad, if you're watching, happy birthday.
Let's
Happy
go,
birthday.
Papa.
It's a big one. All the family's
Lathrop.
gonna be there. It's gonna be a big one.
Happy birthday.
Yes, it's gonna be a blast. And I've been planning. I'm trying to jam this thing. I'm trying to
Yeah.
max out the drink package at least one of the days.
Okay.
Okay, listen.
I've been planning. I've actually been asking ChatGPT how I should do this.
So how many days are you
Can't
going
do it the
for?
first day or the second day.
I'm doing it the second day.
Okay.
How many days are you going for?
8.
Okay.
But there's 4 days in port, so it can't be those days.
Okay, so here's the deal. You need to run strong 2 days in a row,
Okay.
right? And then take the break. You're at port.
Mhm.
Okay. And just so everybody else knows that this is normal, you got to run a third day. After that, you just smooth sail.
You're saying I have to hit the drink package that many days?
3 days.
I can't do 3. I'm aiming for 1 day.
No, you only have one liver or a kidney.
Right.
You're fine.
The math doesn't check out. That's
No,
not how that
if
works.
you listen,
Yeah. Let's get a score going.
Okay, yeah, let's do
you're
a
fine.
score. This is good. This is really good. This is not a summer beer. I'm just going to say
No.
that up front. This would
It's
be
more of a kind of a winter beer.
this would be a great
This is
Christmas
last year's winter beer.
Christmas special beer. This would have been perfect.
Yep.
But having said that, I do like it kind of a lot. I'm going to go 8.6. I like it. Jan, one more drink.
I had to finish it.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, John, that's what we're doing. 8.6 is a great score. I think it's probably almost spot on. It's very decadent, right?
Mhm.
It does have that alcohol taste on it, which is something that when you take your first drink, you're like, damn, that's a lot of alcohol, right? It's 11%. But man, I'm right there with you. Like, you know what, John?
When you're right, you're right.
I'm gonna agree.
There you go.
It's an 8.6.
Boom.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It really is. It's probably the first time that you've ever put a score out there that I've agreed with
It might be
in 300 episodes.
301.
But yeah. But damn, dude,
Yeah.
like that is a good. It's a chocolatey beer. It definitely has that
Yes.
tiramisu.
Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
punch to it. It's
correct.
good.
Yeah. I'm not partaking, but I did have it. I remember loving it. Yeah, I think I was more of like the 8.0.
Of course you were, James.
Yeah.
You couldn't help yourself.
No, I know.
Yeah, you couldn't help it. He's like, I'm an 8.0.
8.0. Yeah, exactly.
I
All right.
love it.
Unless you have something else to jump into, we've got a barbecue win / barbecue fail. That
Let's
I think
go.
We're gonna fire up, and this is actually a little video. So I don't know if you want to turn your head around and see.
Yeah.
When he plays it.
One of the best things that happens when you become a barbecuer is you learn if you're a moron or not. They say sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. There's this little magnetic thingy that goes on the door of the barbecue, and I knocked it off with a sheet pan. This is what happened. I learned a lesson. Got to keep watching, otherwise it just dumps pellets in like it's open when it's closed.
Damn, what pit is that?
That is a Timberline, I believe Timberline XL from
So Timberline
Traeger.
Traeger has a magnetic thing
This is new to me. I don't have a Timberline, so
that
I'm
allows it
interested
to
find.
hold
I
on.
know we're kind of up against
We
the
are.
clock, but yes, go ahead,
Rolls-
Jan.
Like, listen, are you telling me that there's a magnet that controls how many pellets get fed into
I
there?
think the magnet lets it know that if the door is open or not. So when it came off, it thought the door was open no matter what. So it's just dumping pellets.
Oh,
It's
dude.
stupid that it's a magnet, though. I'll tell you that right
they're
now.
using the same damn technology that treadmills work off, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got the
right.
magnet thing. If you fall off and you pull it, then it stops.
Yeah.
So it didn't have the damn magnet.
Hey, there's boats that run off of that. There's a
Right.
whole lot of.
Mhm.
Are you kidding me?
Jet skis.
Yeah. Like who
Damn.
thought Traeger? Who thought of that? Like oh Jimmy, like
So
a
if you
round
lose
table
your magnet,
discussion.
If
you're
that would have
done,
been
or-
me, I would have taken that pit and I would have thrown it inside my house, burn my house down. I'm like, I'm suing the shit out of y'all right now for
Yeah.
making some
Why were you
incompetent.
cooking in your house?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a Traeger. They make them.
Anyways, that was
Yeah.
our boy Brisky Boys.
Brisky Boys.
Damn.
BRISKEYBOIS. Check them out on the social medias. But that was their video, and for those obviously if you couldn't see, if you're just listening, it was on fire.
Well, hey, Brisky Boys.
Boy.
Boy, you're a winner chicken dinner. That's what you are. You know why? You get a little suckleBusters. Everybody wants some suckleBusters. Yeah. Hey, go online, pick out your favorite sucklebuster seasoning, or go out and pick out something you've never seen before. They've got hundreds of different seasonings out there, and they're going to blow your mind.
Thousands.
Find your favorite, and try it out. So, hey, we'll send it to you. Just let us know which one it is. Damn, dude, this 11%,
Okay.
it has got me, bro.
Let me jump in.
This thing has just been lightning
If you
in a
want
bottle.
you want to send in your barbecue win story or your barbecue fail story or a recipe or any other kind of story that you want to share, you can do that. You can call in and leave us a message on our voicemail line. That's 434-829-2299. Or you can also just go to our website, grabthebrisket.com. Email us info@grabthebrisket.com. Honestly, you can find I think you can find all this stuff on our website. So
Can I say something real quick? Like, why the fuck can't we get a damn voicemail? Is it weird?
Hmm.
Like, give us a voicemail.
the next person that calls in and leaves a voicemail
wanna hear your
with
voice.
a win or a fail, a good one,
There it is.
one.
There's a gauntlet.
I will send you a T-shirt as well.
I love this.
Look, and if you have an issue, you could just hang up and call in again. Or maybe is it like an answer machine
Dude,
where
I
you just
swear
like
to God.
redo? Like
No, I don't think it is.
Dude.
So it's a 3-minute cutoff, though. I will say
Right.
that.
I
So if it
could-
cuts off, just call back and finish.
I would love the fact that somebody calls like, "Hey, this is Rob. So I had this piece of meat. Beep. Okay. Hey, this is Rob." And I was like, "God, I would love this. I would love that meltdown, by the way. We'll play it. So there it is.
100%. Hey, we appreciate the feedback. Speaking of feedback, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you're listening, make sure you're following. Leave us a review because it definitely helps us
it does.
become more visible.
Just hit all the buttons. Wherever
buttons.
you're at,
Yes.
just there's a lot of buttons that are on the sides and the bottoms and stuff like that. Just press them all because it really helps us really kind of pay the bills, guys. So we appreciate it.
Mhm.
You know what? We also appreciate talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
Matt's been great.
As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the MBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely. And cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, SUCKLEBUSTERS, and Dow Strong Knives for their contributions.
And you know Yeti always has our back, and Cooling Nation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing and, of course, the Spicy Nut, the Chicks of Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.